It is homecoming weekend in Athens, Ohio, home to the oldest university in the Northwest Territory, where Court Street has been rocking all weekend. And today we bring you the Battle of the Bricks as Ohio takes on their backyard rivals from Oxford, Miami. It's Mid-American Women's Soccer next on NSCAA TV. What an amazing weekend it has been here in Athens, Ohio. Alumni weekend complete with a parade, a football game, some festive enthusiasm, and now soccer has welcomed you into Chesterfield, home to the Ohio Bobcats women's soccer team who face Miami of Ohio right here on NSCAA TV. Hello and welcome to beautiful Athens, Ohio. I'm Billy Hartman, proud to be your host. Super excited to be part of this broadcast on NSCAA TV today. Now you might be wondering where the voice of the NSCAA, Mr. Dean Linke, is. Don't worry, I promise you, he'll be on shortly. But first, let me tell you a little bit why we're here. This summer, the EW Scripps School of Journalism and the NSCAA collaborated on a trip to Europe to cover the World Cup from some of the most soccer-rich countries. Our executive producer, Jimmer Arkhart, put together a little bit about that experience. The 2014 NSCAA European Soccer Experience is a trip that will not soon be forgotten. Along with experiencing the culture of the World Cup in Europe with some outstanding soccer coaches, there are many things to be learned and, more importantly, many stories to be told. Our first night in Amsterdam, we witnessed the Netherlands seek revenge against Spain, the team that beat the Netherlands in the 2010 World Cup final. The following morning, the crew ventured to Ajax Youth Academy, where football legend Arnold Muren broke down the night's match. In France, we made our way to the Clairefontaine French Football Association, where in between our assortment of cheeses after a fantastic lunch, watched the U14 and 15 teams practice. We mic'd up Director of Coaching Education Ian Barger to get his take on the practice. From there, the tour made its way to Belgium. We were in Brussels for Belgium's first win of the World Cup, and as you can imagine, the atmosphere was electric. Reporter Justin Holbrook took an in-depth look at that thrilling atmosphere. And in Germany, the NSCAA went to tour FC Cologne Stadium and practice facility, home of German soccer star Lukas Podolski. We learned all about the power of technology and how that helps with the recruiting process. So reporter Allie Dozman examined how recruiting professionally in Europe differs from collegiately in the States. There were many segments in which stayed constant throughout the trip. Hosts Billy Hartman and Graham Fugazi, along with executive producer Jim Eckhart and public relations director Stephanie Gort, sought out each country's biggest fan and NSCAA's fan of the day. And director Mark Donor brought the sights and sounds of each country. This was a trip that many student reporters will cherish for a lifetime. I'm Billy Hartman, and on behalf of all of the student reporters, I would like to thank the NSCAA as well as the EW Scripps School of Journalism and Ohio University for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. What an amazing experience it was. But now to talk about today's soccer matchup between Ohio and Miami, let's bring in Justin Holbrook. Justin?
You know, Billy, it's been a busy weekend for the Lady Bobcats as they beat Ball State 1-0 on Friday night, and they're looking to have the same success against the Red Hawks today.
This year's homecoming weekend offers the Ohio Bobcats women's soccer team a unique opportunity to take on the Miami Red Hawks, a team it has not beaten since October of 2008. During their last 6 contests, the Bobcats have lost to their bitter rival 5 times and tied once, which came in a 1-1 draw last year in a grueling double overtime game.
Last year was obviously my first year, so I haven't been part of that rivalry for very long, but I definitely think it was a good game, and we defended well at the end to preserve the tie, and hopefully we'll be able to come out this year and get a win.
In all 5 losses to the Red Hawks, Ohio has never lost by more than 1 goal. This rivalry game has proven to be one of, if not the biggest challenge that the Bobcats face during the entire regular season, as they have fallen to Miami in overtime 3 times since 2009 and have also lost all 3 of their double overtime games this year. The overtime losses so far have had an impact on the Bobcats, who would otherwise be above 500 if they had won all 3 previous games. And senior goalkeeper Nicole Amari sees it as her responsibility to carry her team to victory in overtime.
I think it's a mental thing with us, and I think once we can get past that and physically push ourselves and mentally be strong, I think we'll be fine in there. And it starts with in the back and from me, and so if I can help drive the team to succeed through overtime, I think we'll be successful this weekend.
Despite its losing drought to the Redhawks, Ohio has not lost confidence in itself and is riding a 1-0 victory last Friday against Western Michigan, who won the MAC championship last year.
We're improving every day, and I think it goes to show our improvement on our win against Western Michigan on Friday. I mean, Western Michigan won the league last year and won an NCAA game and was preseason picked to win the league again this year, and we went to their place and played a very organized game and won 1-0. So I don't think there's anybody in this conference that we can't beat.
What makes this game so special is that it's the last chance for Ohio seniors to finally get their first ever win over the Redhawks. The possibility of beating their rivals on homecoming weekend adds extra inspiration for senior forward Liz Finley, who holds a special place in her heart for this rivalry game.
The rivalry is so big. Like growing up, my brother always liked Miami. And so it's always like within our family, it's a big rivalry, and then when we came here, it's even bigger rivalry in the atmosphere and everything like that, so it's a great game to play.
This game is also extremely important to second-year head coach Rogers, who sees this game as a chance for his squad to prove itself as one of the best teams in the league.
Obviously, there's a rivalry between Ohio and Miami, and I think that's good and it's fun. But definitely we take it as a game against one of the top teams in the league, and I think we're going to go in there with a lot of motivation, not just to beat Miami, but to win against one of the top teams in the league and prove that we deserve to be in that place as well.
Thanks so much, Justin. Now, what do you say we send it on over to the folks calling the game, Dean Linke and Allie Dosman. Guys?
Thank you so much, Billy. Delighted to be with you and all the students from that great Ohio U European Coaches Experience, including Allie Dosman, who will be in the booth with me today. And Allie, first of all, it's an honor to be back in Athens, Ohio. And anytime you say Ohio, Miami, you know it's going to be a good game.
That's right, Dean. It's a battle on the bricks. And Miami has had Ohio's number in recent years. Ohio hasn't won since 2008. But last season, Aaron Rodgers' first season, Ohio scored 26 goals, their most for the program in 1 decade. So they're definitely on the rise.
Aaron Rodgers, Bobby Kramig, the two fine head coaches, and we talked to both of them moments ago.
Coach, big game today. What do you got to do to get this win?
Well, for us, we need to be organized defensively, and we need to have a great attack with a lot of energy and pace. And one of the things that we've been talking to our team about is having a good rhythm, but also having a good rhythm going forward. And if we can do that combined with an organized defense, I think we'll be successful.
Thanks so much, Coach, and good luck today. Now let's send on over to Kelsey Steele, who's with Miami head coach Bobby Kramig. Kelsey?
Thanks, Billy. Coach, you have yet to drop a loss to Ohio since 2008. How do you plan on keeping that streak going today?
Well, I think we just got to go out there and be ourselves today. Do the things that we do well, stick with our game plan, try and play Miami soccer, and if we do that, it seems like it's been working for us so far. So we'll try and just hang with that.
Coach, thanks so much. Good luck today.
All right, appreciate it.
Dean, Allie, back to you guys.
And, of course, Continental Tire, proud to be the presenting sponsor of the NSCAA College Soccer Special as we bring you Ohio and Miami right here on NSCAA TV. Great job by all of the wonderful students. Dean Linke in the booth with Allie Dosman. We take a look here at the starting lineups. First for Aaron Rodgers, a couple of changes late as Molesky will go to the right side and Zabrowski up top, but in the back, a big story.
Yeah, there is. It's not going to be Gabby Hosfeld in the back anymore. She had an ACL tear on Friday night, so instead it's going to be Megan Niebuhr making her first start as a freshman.
And certainly Gabby, the longtime veteran here at Ohio U, we wish her all the best as that'll end her season. And how about for Bobby Kramig's Miami starting lineup?
Coach Kramig believes that Kelsey Dingus, number 6 in that offensive midfield position, is the best player in the Mid-American Conference. She's 8 goals and 3 assists, and she's an amazing playmaker. She can spray the ball all over the field, Dean, and she can crack a shot, so keep an eye on her.
All right, and we are ready to roll here in Athens, Ohio, Chesa Field as they get set. Miami in all white from head to toe, and the Bobcats in all black. Delighted to be with you here in Athens, homecoming weekend, and what a great weekend it has been here, Allie.
Absolutely, and the battle on the bricks is the perfect way to end it, this big rivalry between OU and Miami.
Miami comes in with a 9-2-1 record. Ohio won on Friday. They beat Ball State by a score of 1-0, and they now improved their record to 6-7. Just Aaron Rodgers' second season. Last year, the first time in a long, long time, they actually were level as he led them to a 500 record. Very impressive.
Yeah, and they have the chance to become 500 in this game today if they're able to pull off a win.
Meanwhile, Bobby Cramag has done an amazing job at Miami. He's been to 4 NCAA tournaments, actually beat West Virginia in 2001, beat Tom Saxton and Michigan State in 2002, and just a couple years ago beat Tennessee all in the first round of the NCAA tournament. So Miami is legit. Ohio trying to get there. Let's see what they got. Free kick opportunity for Miami, sent into the box.
Miami also has a 22-5 record against MAC teams in the regular season the past 2 years.
Yeah, they have been one of the dominant players for sure in the MAC. It'll be a throw-in for Miami. The Redhawks, 9-2-1, 3-1-1 in the MAC. The Bobcats, 6-7-0, 3-2-0 in the MAC. Throw-in. You'll see in that back line for Ohio, not the biggest back line, but super athletic. At halftime, we'll be joined by Dr. Robert Stewart, the director of the E.W. Scripps School of Journalism, as well as George Perry, the president of the NSCAA. And also throughout the game, you'll be hearing from the students that went on the NSCAA Ohio U European Coaches Experience. It'll be another free kick here for Miami, their second one from about the same distance. Again, into the 18, and it's dangerous, and it's in. And just like that, Miami has made it look easy as Maggie Scott coming forward, number 25, with the goal. So Maggie Scott, 25, with her third goal of the season. Take a look at it again here, Allie.
There's the free kick, and Maggie Scott is just right there. They were trailing her, but they couldn't really quite get in front of her. She gets that header right in and gets started off not on the foot that Ohio wanted.
No, indeed. Miami has had the possession, 2 free kicks. That second one was just too easy, and now Ohio will try to build it up the wing. So it looked like one of the Ohio players fell down as it got by Nicole Amari. In the back now, Megan Nieburn with Grace Campbell, and a big loss in that back line. You talked about it earlier on Friday.
Yeah, but Megan adds a lot of speed to that back line, which could be important. Obviously, on that free kick, they weren't able to show off some of that speed. They just weren't set. And Maggie Scott for Miami, she's been injured on and off this season. She had a leg contusion, but she clearly made her presence known in the beginning of this game.
Certainly, again, want to wish all the best for Gabby Hausfeld. Let's see if Ohio can come right back. Picked up cleanly there by Vic Maniaci. As Maniaci wearing that number 0. She's a sophomore from Chesterfield, Michigan. Maniaci was injured, her knee warming up in the first preseason scrimmage. She's been out for quite a while. Danielle Wiseman's done a good job replacing another shot from Miami, and once again from Scott. Well, you said it best. Not the start Aaron Rodgers wanted to have here on homecoming weekend. Nice crowd rolling into Athens, Ohio. So certainly tough start for the Bobcats.
Yeah, it's a tough start, and what Ohio's going to have to do from here is really get their offense involved. In their 7 losses, they've been shut out 5 times, so getting a goal is clearly really important to making sure they get some of that momentum.
OU steps in. Do you have the keys too? As that rolls out of bounds, let's tell you who's running the show here in the middle of the park today. You see him right there, Thomas Dorsch, the referee, who was kind enough to push the start time back just a little bit as we told you the story of the European trip as well. How fun was that, Allie?
It was an unbelievable experience. Seeing those countries, they were getting so excited. It was perfect to start off in Holland for that game against Holland and Spain when they just came out with a vengeance.
We'll have more of the sights and sounds of that trip at halftime as well before we talk to Dr. Bob Stewart. Caught up with him before the game. We'll show you that. Free kick now for Amari. Take a look here at the keys as it rolls out of bounds for Aaron Rodgers, and the first one they've already broken down on.
Yeah, they need to stay disciplined and more organized on defense, which they clearly were not organized to start off this game with that free kick. They also need to create good chances and make sure that they are having a presence in front of the goal, not just getting shots off, but getting shots off that have a strong chance to go in and are aggressive and hard.
And explosive indeed, and certainly that first one, though, we do not put a check yet. Let's take a look here at Bobby Kramick's keys.
And Miami's more focused on playing their own game, not getting wrapped up in what Ohio's doing, just making sure that they're doing their own thing and they don't kind of improvise and make things up along with how Ohio's playing. They also need to understand the rivalry, but not play too much into it. You know, it's just as important as every single other game.
Free kick for Ohio. Into the 18. Ohio stays with it. Shot looks like it was deflected. Corner kick for the Bobcats.
Come on, baby. To the angle for the corner, Harlan Ansel.
Music blaring here in Athens, Ohio. Corner kick.
Come on, find it. Let's go. Get a head on it.
I believe it's Manso with the right foot. Top of the 18. Deflected out. Miami will stand the first shot up. And the Red Hawks able to survive that corner kick, but Ohio still in possession. They send it back into the box. Sent right back out. Courtney Zanotti, Sharon Stearns, the center back combination for Bobby Kramick. Kramick's 32nd season at Miami. Are you kidding me? He has done an amazing job with the Red Hawks.
Not only does Miami have a great presence when they've come out on the field so far this season, but he makes a point to play almost his whole team. They've played 18 players in the past 7 games in each match. That's pretty unreal. Clearly, not only is he a great coach, but recruiting-wise.
Well said here is Scott, who has the goal. Pretty good cross. They could make it 2-0 as it drops to Zallar. Back in there. Still Miami. Ohio can't clear. Kept alive by the Red Hawks. And finally, Amari will come out to handle it. Hey, next goal kick, let's go to, Buzz is ready. Let's go to the Jimmer thing because he's standing by. Okay? Is everybody okay with that? Nicole Amari, who really has been incredible, waiting for Maddie Lisbon, who holds every goalkeeping record at Ohio's, top 5 in many categories in the MAC. But Nicole Amari always showed up and was amazing. So, and now it'll come back. Is that you, Maddie? Congratulations on a great career. And this was knocked out of bounds. And a big chuckle in the press box because Maddie Lisbon is sitting right up here working scoreboard as well. So she went from the nets to the press box, and delighted to have her with us. It'll be a throw-in. But I loved Aaron Rodgers talking about how Nicole really was a great teammate. I think Maddie will say the same thing. And the flag is up. It's offside. All right, can we go to Billy? You guys ready? You have Jimmer's lower third ready, Buzz? All right, let's go down to Billy Hartman, who is standing by with the executive producer of that great trip over to Europe. Take it away, Billy.
Thanks, Dean. That's right. I am with executive producer Jimmer Eckhart. Jimmer, you did great work over there, and hey, it was a great time.
Yeah, it was. NSCAA gave us the privilege to go over to Europe, cover the World Cup from the European perspective. My job on the trip, I was able to assign people. I gave them like content to put on the web, packages. We did things from the coaches' perspective where they were learning about the development in all the different countries that we were in, like France and Belgium, and they're learning how to develop, how they develop and attribute that to their American players. And we just put that up on the web. We also did things like sights and sounds. Went to a ton of different viewing parties, like in Amsterdam. And what we were doing, we just got how the fans reacted to the games and stuff like that. Overall, it was an amazing opportunity, and like what we got from the trip, both as professionals and for the audience and whatnot, was amazing.
Hey, indeed, not only was Jimmer a great producer, he was also a great roommate. I got to stay with him over in the trip. Other than being afraid of the dark a few nights, he was great.
Good stuff, Billy. And you did a fantastic job over there. Jimmer, we're delighted to have you here and look forward to seeing his camera work in the second half. Played in the back here now with Miami on top of Ohio by a score of 1-0. The Bobcats have had a couple chances here after giving up that goal. We're only 10 minutes into this one as the Bobcats starting to get a little bit more possession here. Down the right side, played to the feet of Zabrowski. And Zabrowski, just a freshman, getting the start here late from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see a lot of this action on this right-hand side with Alexis Molesky on the right-hand side. She leads Ohio in points, and then you have Tanya Frazic behind her, and she is a dangerous player who is a senior, so a lot of experience there on that right-hand flank.
Lexi Molesky is one of the more dynamic players on the team. Sasha Haverchak, one of the more technical players for the Bobcats, as we look forward to calling their name. This name we already called, number 25, Maggie Scott. She has the goal. Tries to play it into space, and I don't even think Allie Dosun would be able to run that one down. Way too long. Assisting Aaron Rodgers, Allison Whitworth was a big-time goalkeeper at Auburn. Actually called a couple of her games on Fox Soccer as part of the NSCAA Game of the Week. Big-time player. And then Elizabeth Worley in her second season from Drake. Nicole Varney, Heather Buckwald, and Allison Meister also help coach and manage the Ohio team. On the bench for Miami, Bobby Kramick, 32nd season. Hugh Safarth in his second season. Matt Ward in his fourth. Sydney Neals, the student assistant, and the student manager is Reagan Colliner, who also handles social media. Speaking of social media, Stephanie Lynn Gort is here as well with the NSCA. We'll talk to her a little bit later about being the social and PR director over in Europe. This one played down the right side. Ohio trying to get it up top. Great defense there by Zanotti coming forward. Second ball, though, won by the Bobcats. The Bobcats on the run. Here's Haverchak. And Haverchak's pass not quite there, but she's a good one. They'll go out of bounds.
Haverchak has struggled with some injuries this year, but she's very technically and tactically talented. She also is pretty smart and sees some of those plays and those passes, so you won't see her missing out and not connecting on many of those.
Throw in for Ohio. Miami knocked out of bounds. It'll be a throw in back to the Bobcats.
Come on, work hard, girls. Keep talking.
Just outside the 18, now down near the end line. The Bobcats trying to earn a corner kick. Headed out of there by Miami and one. Again, it was Zanotti doing the work. They try to play it up top. Rachel Marble, number 35, great job back to goal. She drops it. Fed there to Dingus. Dingus, who Bobby Kramick feels like is one of the best players, if not the best player in the MAC. We'll say her name quite a bit as we get going. Here's Haley Walter. Walter down near the end line. And Miami, a brilliant counter. And the cross, though, goes behind the goal, and it'll be a goal kick for the Bobcats.
Keep an eye on Haley Walter as well, because even though Dingus is the one who tends to get all the points, she has the best in the MAC with 19 points right now. Haley Walter is still very involved in this attack, and she was the MAC Freshman of the Year back in 2012.
Aaron Rodgers telling us, we asked him what his greatest memory has been so far. He said, without question, the press conference here in Athens, Ohio, when he became a Division I head coach. And that was great to hear because he loves being in Athens and he loves doing what he's doing. And as we said earlier, a 500 record last year. Ohio's not seen a 500 record in some time, so it didn't take him long to get the job done. And now here in the second season, they're right at that 500 mark again.
Definitely. They'll be wanting to keep him around. He said he was getting used to that small town. He likes being able to walk his kids to school every day. And his wife's starting to get used to the fact that there's not a major mall for her.
Played too long. And coming out to get it is Amari, the senior from Vernon Hills, Illinois. On the other side, Miami has a ton of players from Chicago. Bobby Kramick has recruited Chicago his entire career there, says it's the perfect distance, 6 hours away, not too far, not too close. And Chicago, a prime area for soccer players. And as you go through the success of Miami, you'll see Chicago playing a key part of their success. This will be a throw in.
Yeah, that back line for Miami is almost all Chicago players. They have their center back, their left back, and their right back, all from Chicago.
That's right, that whole back line. They know each other, played with each other as well. It's good to hear Jimmer Eckhart, the executive producer of that NSCAA European Tour, talking to Billy Hartman earlier and getting his thoughts. A lot of work over there, but a lot of fun as well. Played in the back, the Bobcats. Talked about having that organized defense, and in the first 3 minutes they weren't too organized, as slipping in there, Scott was really wide open, Allie. I do think a Bobcat slipped, though, in the box.
Yeah, I just think they weren't quite ready for this game to get started, it seems like.
Aaron Rodgers is up off his bench, making sure the far side linesman knows he's there. He can get pretty busy. I don't think he'll be like Tom Stone was on Friday night, the coach of Texas Tech, who was very animated in that 4-1 loss to Nikki Izzo Brown in West Virginia. As the NSCAA Game of the Week, 3 games this weekend, as last night UConn beat Tulsa up in Storrs, Connecticut. And we have this game today. On Tuesday, I'll be in Durham, North Carolina for Duke Davidson. And Davidson, a team with just 1 loss. The Duke Blue Devils beat North Carolina a couple weeks ago. Of course, we saw Duke a couple weeks ago in Louisville, that wonderful stadium. They got hammered 5-0, but Duke's been coming around. So we'll see a Tuesday night for that, and then we'll be in Akron on Friday night for Akron and West Virginia. An unbelievable package this year, Division I style, put together by Rob Kehoe, the Director of College Services. Miami with a 1-0 lead, trying to make it 2-0. They've looked good on the counter. Played in. Marble's there. Marble down near the end line, trying to earn a corner kick, and she does. Corner kick, Redhawks.
And that Duke-Davidson is also a little bit of a rivalry. I know Duke doesn't look at it as much as a rivalry as Davidson does, but that should be a good one.
Oh, it'll be fantastic. Davidson with only 1 loss on the season, so it'll be a whole lot of fun. Tuesday night, Durham, North Carolina, Koskinen Stadium. And a corner kick for the Redhawks. Back across, sent out of there. Tracking it down for Miami is Stearns, the center back, and Stearns will win it. Stearns with that brace on the left knee, heading down, trying to get her body around it, can't do it, and goal kick once again for Ohio. Allie, 15-plus minutes into this one. Let's talk a little bit about the visitors from Miami. They came in, they got the first goal. How are they playing?
Well, they came in and got that first goal pretty strong, pretty hard, but since then Ohio's done a lot better job catching up and keeping some possession. Miami still seems like they've had more dangerous chances coming down, but the possession looks like it might be in favor of Ohio at this point.
See if the Bobcats can now build it out of the back. They have had a tendency to go long ball a couple times, try to get up to their talented front runners. One in the middle of the park by Miami, spinning around it is Scott. Now played into space. They'll try to find Zallar. And not a whole lot of pressure there on Amari, but she'll knock it out of bounds nonetheless. It'll be Miami with the throw in.
Miami's going to be a little bit slower to come up and pressure those balls since they only play with 1 forward, and their forward, Rachel Marble, this is actually the first year she's ever played forward before. She started it in the spring, and she's just been a natural.
Meanwhile, that was Dingus inside the 18, heading down near the end line with that left foot. And Dingus, who a couple years ago had a banner year, making All-MAC as well. She is a dangerous player and a very good one. You can visit the official NSCAA College Scoreboard at TopDrawersSoccer.com for all of your college score needs. Along with the most up-to-date scores, TopDrawersSoccer.com provides box scores, match, team, and player stats, video highlights, game recaps of all the action around the country. TopDrawersSoccer.com. The score here in Athens, Ohio, Chesa Field, is Miami 1, Ohio 0, right here on NSCAA TV with a group of talented Ohio U students helping us along the way. There's Dingus with a shot from distance, her second shot in the last 60 seconds, Allie.
Yeah, and those shots from the outside, that's one of the things that Dingus specializes in. You know, she has those 8 goals, but she has multiple goals from outside that 18-yard box. So Ohio needs to make sure that they're stepping on her pretty quick.
2012, Dingus was first-team All-MAC with 11 goals and 7 assists. A year ago, second-team All-MAC with 7 goals and 6 assists. And on the year already, she has 8 goals and 3 assists. She has had a brilliant career, Dingus, now the senior. In high school, she became the first person in Illinois, the first woman to score 100 goals and 100 assists in high school. So a complete player, a big recruit there for Bobby Kramick.
Yeah, she's the real deal. 19 points, the best in the MAC. Just undeniably up there, one of the best.
Miami will miss hit this one. It'll come back to Ohio. The Bobcats with a quick throw in. Trying to throw it in quickly there was Lexi Molesky. Molesky, the sophomore. Justin Holbrook did such a nice piece setting the table for this rivalry to start the game. And, of course, Molesky talking as well during the week about not having a good feeling about not being able to beat Miami for the last several years. It's the battle of the bricks. You want to beat your rivals for sure.
Yeah, and Molesky just has an engine. She just keeps going and going, so I imagine it leaves a bitter taste in your mouth when you can't get one up on your rival.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers talking about the fact that she never slows down. In fact, he thinks maybe there are times where she could just bring it back a notch or two, but that's the way she plays. I love it. Right side, here comes the Bobcats. And here is Molesky. She'll square it back.
Molesky's normally a forward, but today she's playing that outside mid spot. I would imagine partially because of that engine that Aaron Rodgers told us about, and that outside mid she can just run up and down the field.
Speaking of running, Haley Walter going right by the Bobcats like they're cones. She's inside the 18, dangerous. A big save coming out, getting low, and what a save there by Nicole Amari to just come out and pluck it right off her shoe.
She's third in the MAC right now with 64 saves, and that was a pretty clutch one, being able to come out, not being afraid to challenge Miami for that ball.
Good one. Come on, Charlie. Let her go. Let her go.
That'll go out of bounds.
Come on. Good job. Let him set. Let him set. Good set. Come on, Charlie. You got her.
That'll roll out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick now for the Red Hawks.
Win it. Nice. Lex, go, Carly. Come on, baby.
One by Ohio. Played to Manso.
Use Lexi.
Manso gets some support from Molesky. Molesky with that right foot. First times it inside the 18. Now back out on the turn. Shot for Ohio. And it'll roll just wide, but better work here now from the Bobcats.
Yeah, that shot by Sasha Haverchek. Now you see she didn't get much power behind it, but that's the kind of chances that Ohio wants to be creating. And there's Haverchek's shot, just rolls right of the goal, and Miami on the goal kick.
Nice, Sasha. Come on, Lex. Come on, come on. Oh, that's flat.
It'll roll out of bounds back to Ohio. Throw in for the Bobcats, about 25 yards out. Near side, Molesky quickly throws it in. Manso knocked out of bounds, throw in again for Ohio. Coming forward to help out is Tanya Frazic, the right back. And Aaron Rodgers will be the first to go to his bench. Coming out of the game is Kelly Zabrowski. Coming into the game, Allie Curry. We thought maybe Allie Curry would start. She started on Friday night, and now she's in here in the first half. And that one will go out of bounds, so it'll come back to Miami.
And it looks like they moved Allie Curry into right mid and moved Lexi Molesky back up to forward, which is where they both normally play.
Subs now coming in for Bobby Kramig. Is coming out of the game. Looks to be Marble and Stearns. Coming into the game, Amy Malone, number 9. And also coming into the game, Olivia Evans. As you can hear a little traffic up here in the press box. We're jammed in here to this beautiful little field here, Chesa Field, on the campus of Ohio here in Athens, Ohio. Homecoming weekend. The football team will just say played a game yesterday, and that's where we'll leave it at that. But the band was awesome at halftime. They always are.
It was a rainy homecoming, though. It'll be interesting to see if this field changes a little bit with its texture as everyone gets running out on it, because it did seem a little bit soggy.
It rained a lot on Friday. It was absolutely beautiful yesterday, though. Splendid the entire day. On the right side here, Curry. But you're right, Allie. It rained like crazy on Friday. Sent out of there. One back again here by Frazic. Frazic, the right back.
Corner, 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 corner.
And no foul, but it will be a corner kick. Corner kick for Ohio.
You know what's coming up. It's a corner kick for the Cats. Riley Manso to the angle for the corner kick. Get agitated, Bobcat fans.
Corner kick. Driven, snapped. The Bobcats trying to equalize. Cleared out again. Another corner kick for Ohio. What a great run, great service there from Ohio. Molesky came flying out of nowhere.
And another corner kick is definitely not settling. Ohio's been dangerous on all of their corner kicks so far today.
You gotta love the sound effects here at Chesa Field. Music blaring, all the corner kicks. Nice touch here in Athens. This one a little bit higher. Goalkeeper stays put, snap down, cleared off the line by Miami. That one was going in. The Bobcats are knocking at the door. Take a look at that last replay. Try to see who cleared that one off for Miami. We think it was Kelly back there. Take a look at that last opportunity, Allie.
And it came through right in there, and it does look like it was Kelly on that back line, and then it was Haverchek that was able to get that shot back in, but it just went over.
So I think a great shot here by our crew. Do appreciate it. Lauren Kelly with the save for Miami. Miami now going the other way. Flag stays down. Here's a shot, not on frame. Coming down, though, was Kate Zallar, who probably would have been better served if Walter actually squared that ball, because open was Zallar in the 18.
Yeah, and Ohio needs to do a better job at recovering quicker and get organized pretty quickly, because Miami is coming out with those strong counterattacks.
"17 minutes remaining here in the first half. Won by the Bobcats. Knocked out of bounds. Throw in here for Miami. Ohio will play it to the back. They're down a goal, 1-0. If you're just tuning in, 3 minutes into the game, Maggie Scott scored the goal, as Scott, just her third goal of the campaign, able to knock in a perfect header. And it'll be sent out of bounds.
Coach Kramig told us about how Scott is really good at keeping her head up and being aware of where everyone was on the field, and she clearly was very aware on that first goal off of a free kick for Miami.
Goal kick. One back. Second ball and third ball won by Ohio, then knocked out of bounds. It'll be a throw in here now for the Bobcats. Throw in for Ohio. Coming over for the throw in, number 17, Tanya Frazic. She's the right back, played into the 18. Bouncing around, Miami will finally get ready to clear it. They play it back. And they clear it out again. Ohio down a goal, 1-0. Homecoming weekend here. Ohio and Miami on NSCAA TV. And Miami on top, 1-0, looking for more. They have been so dangerous on the counterattack. Stepping up once again in that back line, Megan Nieburn. She has big shoes to fill. We told the story, of course, on Friday, the tragic injury to their normal center back.
Yeah, she got injured in the 16th minute. Looks like she's going to be out for the entire year with an ACL tear, but Megan Niebuhr was able to come in strong against Ball State and score her first goal of the year, and it was a game-winning goal. Ohio was able to pull out the victory 1-0. So she does have big shoes to fill, but so far in that first game, she already did a really solid job, and she's supposed to add a decent amount of speed to that back line, which could be pretty critical with these fast counterattacks from Miami.
Good times here in Athens. Stay tuned at halftime as we'll be joined talked to before the game, Dr. Robert Stewart, the director of the E.W. Scripps School of Journalism, who will be with me at halftime, as well as the president of the NSCAA, George Perry, will also be with us.
It's quite the star-studded afternoon.
Yes, a lot of fun here. Miami. On the attack. Here come the Red Hawks. They've got one already, looking for the second one, and once again it's handled by Amari. That's a perfect time to go back down to the sideline. Kelsey Steele, I do believe, is standing by with Kellen Becoats, who was the writer as part of the European trip. Kelsey, take it away.
Yeah, Kellen, you had so many opportunities to create so much written content for the NSCAA. You know, what do you take away most from the experience?
I think it was just great getting to know the culture of different countries and just getting to talk to a lot of different people. We got to go to the France Football Federation and the Belgium Football Federation, and just getting to talk to some of the higher-ups there. It was just a really enriching experience from a writer's perspective.
You know, Dean, Kellen talks about the French Football Federation, how fun it was to be able to watch a match with them, and, you know, it was all around such a great time.
All right, Kelsey, great to have you as well. And Kellen, he did a great preview story that you can find on NSCAA TV, as we're spending time with every single member that hasn't graduated that went on that trip or is actually a part of the broadcast. Allie Dosman next to me, Kelsey Steele on the sideline. Billy Hartman is your host, Jimmer Eckhart, Mark Donor, who put together great features. We'll see Mark Donors at halftime as well. Stephanie Gort is here. Kate Hiller is on the sideline shooting photographs. We'll show her doing her work a little bit later as well. And Justin Holbrock, Graham Fugazi, and Grant Smith have graduated. They moved on as well. What a great group.
Yeah, it's great to be back with almost the whole team, except for those people that graduated, but we had so much fun together and a great time preparing for today.
12 minutes remaining here in the first half. Miami, they have one. And they scored it on a similar play coming off the corner. We saw Scott score the only goal of the game, but it's not like Ohio U has not had their chances.
They've definitely done a good job on their corner kicks, their free kick opportunities, getting involved and getting aggressive.
Sarah Legarski giving me the evil eye as it's Ohio. I graduated here in 1991. When I went to school here, it was Ohio U, so Ohio and Miami.
Just have to make sure you come back and visit more often so you stay up to date on the lingo.
Well said, Allie. It's been a great weekend. Shot from distance by Miami. Jess Bronke. Bronke is the holding midfielder. She made the Mac All-Tourney team last year and actually played youth soccer with Lauren Kelly also on the team. Another one of those sort of Chicago area connection. You mentioned the three in the back line, but also the holding mid as well.
And Kramick said that Bronke is one of those players that he just can't take out of the game.
Miss hit by Ohio. Coming forward there was Grace Campbell, and of course Grace Campbell with Gabby Hausfeld have really played every game in the back together since they both arrived. Of course, Campbell a year younger than Hausfeld.
And Campbell stepping in as captain since Hausfeld was captain prior to her injury, and Grace was co-captain, so she's stepping in on those major captain responsibilities as only a junior.
Miami pinging around in the 18. This is dangerous. What a turn. A nice shot there by Amy Malone, but right to Amari, who is able to handle it. Amari with that 1.47 goals against average, able to bring it in. They'll go out of bounds, throw in here now for Ohio.
And that was Molesky fighting for that one. She really has been all over the place for Ohio so far.
Bobcats trying to push it forward. They need to put a little more pressure on. Great job by Ohio's Curry to get a piece of it. Right side again to Curry.
That was the right idea on a ball for Curry.
Miami trying to get it out wide. Drop to the sub. Weiner is in. And good work by the Bobcats back line. One back though by Miami. Another shot. It's deflected. It'll go off of Ohio and corner kick Miami.
You hate to give up a corner kick, but it was better than leaving Dingus uncontested outside that box.
So corner kick Miami with a 1-0 lead here in Athens, Ohio. Cloudy skies here and a little bit cool, but pretty good conditions. And this shot not on frame. It'll go out of bounds and back to the Bobcats.
Definitely much better than our conditions on Friday.
Yeah, we were in West Virginia, Morgantown. It rained the entire game. Billy Hartman and Kelsey Steele were on the sidelines drenched during that game. And cold as well. It just was not pleasant.
No, definitely not. Definitely not ideal soccer weather.
They were troopers, though. It's a Big 12 matchup. West Virginia rolling Texas Tech 4-2. Scored 2 of their goals down a man. Ohio trying to go over the top. Testing that back line. Coming forward for Miami is Vic Maniaci, the sophomore from Chesterfield, Michigan.
And Coach Kremeg told us the other day about how Maniaci has suffered that knee injury, but has such a strong physical presence on that back line, and you can already tell.
The Bobcats. When they've tried to keep it on the ground, Miami's been able to step in the way. When they've been able to go over the top, they've been able to get a couple corner kicks as well. Foul on Miami.
Carly Manso and Alexis Molesky have definitely had a strong presence up there, being able to hold the ball when they're able to get the ball over the top.
Come on, T. Heads up.
Free kick. Opportunity here for Ohio. Down a goal with the right foot. They try to get it into the 18. Pinging around. Top of the 18. Miami. Ball has not touched the ground. Now it finally does. Weiner. Get it out to Estes as Bobby Kremig has gone to his bench quite a bit here in the first half. Played into space. We have 6 minutes left. One back by Miami.
Come on, Jags, get it back. Go get her.
Flag stays down. Flag is down. Could be 2-0. Amari comes out. And just enough by Amari to stop the attack there from number 14, Haley Pleshikov. And what a play by the fine goalkeeper from Ohio to keep this one at 1-0.
Yeah, she stepped up and fought for that one, and it looked like Haley thought that she already had the goal. She didn't put very much power behind it, but the Bobcat defense stepping up and recovering as their goalie steps out, that was a huge play.
Pleshikov is down. And that left leg, she looks to be in some pain as well.
Yeah, it looks like a knee or a hamstring problem going on right there.
Haley Pleshikov. The clock will stop at 5:27 with the injury, but we need to remember that play because it keeps the scoreline at 1-0, 2-0 headed into halftime. Is certainly a bigger challenge for Ohio, but really the play of the goalkeeper. Let's take another look at it.
And she steps up, and it looks like Pleshikov kind of fell on her own after that. The goalie and her had that initial hit, but then that didn't really seem as much as it caused the injury, but here she is walking off the field. Looks like she might be okay, but yeah, great play by the Ohio defense, really aware of their goalie's presence, coming off and being able to recover and honestly save a goal. With that injury time, Ohio was able to get a huddle going, maybe kind of reorganize. Either they have to hold Miami off for the rest of this half or maybe sneak in a goal to try and get it level going into halftime. This could be a big remaining 5 minutes.
Throw in for Miami. Up 1-0, so close to being 2-0 moments ago, if not for the fine play of Nicole Amari in back. Let's see if Ohio can try to equalize before the end of the first half. Stay with us at halftime. We'll talk to Dr. Robert Stewart, the director of the E.W. Scripps School of Journalism. We'll also take a look at the sights and sounds as produced by Mark Donor, who went on the trip. George Perry, the president of the NSCAA, is here. We'll have highlight stats and more fun from Athens, Ohio here on NSCAA TV. The Red Hawks. Good shield there by Weiner, but one back by Ohio, and then on the slip. Looked like that ball was out of bounds, but they'll say no. It'll come back here now to Weiner. Weiner played up top. Bronke, a little bit too strong throw in for Ohio. Aaron Rodgers, keys, disciplined and organized D. That was in question in the first 3 minutes when Miami scored. Create good chances, be explosive in front of the goal. I would say a couple times off those corner kicks, they were indeed explosive as Miami cleared it off the line to keep it at 1-0. And the Bobcats will play it all the way back. Winning it there is the right back, Frazic. Amari, one back by the goal scorer, and the goal scorer was on it for a moment, then lost it. Ohio showing some fight here in the final 4 minutes. Allie Curie, talented freshman off the bench. Started on Friday. Thought she was going to start today, but Aaron Rodgers letting us know this morning that he's going to use her off the bench instead. Good throw in from Curry. Snapped out of there by Miami. It'll be a throw in back to Ohio. Coming over to take the long throw in. All the way from the other side here is Celeste Fushimi Carnes. Good throw for Fushimi Carnes. And Fushimi Carnes won it back for a moment, but it'll go off of her head and out of bounds. And throw in back to Miami. Miami under 3 minutes. One back by Ohio inside their 18. Now the right side are trying to get it in there anyway. This one will go too long. They want it outside the 18. The goal was to get it in there, but just couldn't get it on frame.
They haven't been able to really move up together as a team. I know that Tanya Frasick, she used to be an outside midfielder and since has been moved to outside defense, but she still really likes to get involved with this attack. So as Ohio's defense gets more organized, they also need to be able to get their backs more involved in the offense.
Yeah, right here. Here we go, let's go.
All right, here's another good chance for Ohio. They're going to be able to get a lot of black jerseys inside the 18. Miami is pushed up right at the top of the 18. Dropped over the top. Flag is up, and yep, looked like she was offside. She started to step early, and the flag was indeed up. So offside Ohio on what was really a great chance here in the last 2 minutes.
Looks like that header went right out of bounds, though. That would have been a little tough to swallow if it had gone in the back of the net and then been called offsides.
Free kick for Bobby Kramig and Miami. 32nd season for Bobby Kramig, including 4 trips to the NCAA tournament. And those 4 trips actually coming since 2000, so impressive job, including 3 wins against powers. They beat West Virginia, beat Michigan State, beat Tennessee, and those are not run-of-the-mill programs. So the mid-major Miami has made a dent in the NCAAs.
And their offense has been pretty powerful so far this season. They tied 1-1 on Friday. Before that, they had beaten 3 MAC teams in a row, 2-0, which obviously isn't only a testament to their offense, putting in 2 goals in the back of the net, but 3 consecutive shutouts.
Long throw in for Miami. They'd love to get that second one here on the road, and they've got a chance. It's a corner kick. Ohio has scored 15 goals. They've given up 21 on the season. Miami has scored 21. They've given up just 10.
Before Friday, Miami was also out-shooting their opponents 76-23.
Go! No.
Great corner kick, snapped out of there by Ohio. Back in. Amari comes out strong. She'll punch it out. It'll go off of her fist, and it'll be another corner kick with 20 seconds left. The clock running. Nope, they'll say it went off of Miami, so no harm, no foul, as the final 10 seconds will count down.
That was a lucky break for Ohio. That should have been a one-touch clear out of the box, and instead they got lucky that the refs went their side on the deflection.
All right, after 45 minutes of action here in Athens, Ohio, with all of the OU students that went to Europe, your halftime score is Miami 1, Ohio 0 here at Chesa Field. Time now to take a look at the NSCAA Disney Soccer Player of the Week, with Miami on top of Ohio by a score of 1-0 here in Athens, Ohio. And it's Stephanie Verdoya, the senior forward from Seattle. She hails from Salt Lake City, Utah, and she had a big week. Scored a ton of goals, and she is your NSCAA Disney Soccer Player of the Week. And we'll take a look real quick here at the NSCAA Continental Tire Top 10 as well, as Bobby Kramig makes his way over to talk to us. And the UCLA Bruins still undefeated.
That's right. They were undefeated, and another team in the top 10 with a big win this week was Florida. They beat Mississippi 5-1.
Becky Burley's Florida team getting it done. Erica Walsh at Penn State is number 6. Anson Dorrance called his game against Wake Forest on Thursday night. They have looked impressive. Pepperdine at number 8, Chugger Adair, Virginia Tech at 9, and G. Guerreri at 10. And now we're joined by Bobby Kramig, who's standing by with Kelsey Steele.
Yeah, thanks, Dean. You know, Coach, how big is Maggie Scott's goal now going into the half up by 1?
Well, it was certainly a great start to the half, and I thought that she did very well to finish it. I'm a little concerned that it's made us take a little more of a defensive posture than I would like us to take at this particular point in time. I think we got to get going, get attacking again, get coming forward, and put more pressure on them.
All right, thanks, Coach. You're looking in the second half.
All right, thank you.
Dean, back to you guys.
All right, Bobby Kramig. Of course, this portion of the game is brought to you by Continental Tire. Continental Tire, innovative technology, driving confidence. Learn more at continentaltire.com. Homecoming weekend here in Athens, Ohio. The Battle of the Bricks, and Miami leads it by a score of 1-0, as that's the Convocation Center where they play a little hoops. We'll come back, talk to Dr. Bob Stewart, talk to the NSCAA President George Perry, that and more right here on NSCAA TV.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to